Hi, I'm NightShade, and that's my mom.
Hello, I'm Sophie, and that's my daughter.
How are you?
I've been kind of out of sorts for the last month. It's been tough. This so-called quarantine is, even though I haven't been sick, it's gotten me down. I'll definitely be glad when it's all over. But it's just been tough on me, tougher than I thought it would be. I didn't assume it would affect me at all since I don't go out that much anyway. But just the fact that when you do go out, nobody looks at anybody. You can't go to a restaurant.
You have to wear a mask when you go in a restaurant. It is the dumbest thing. And then you
I
take
know
it off
it.
to eat, and then you put it back on. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's
I know.
so weird to walk into a restaurant, and then you sit down and you take it off when they bring you your food. It's so bizarre.
We went
As if
to
that's-
a restaurant the other night before last, and we were the only ones in there. We called ahead of time to see if we could go, if they were even open. It was a Italian restaurant. What's it called?
Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah.
And we got chicken fettuccine alfredo. And anyway, we were the only ones there.
Yeah.
And you've got to feel sorry for these poor businesses. So many are going out of business. Conspiracy theories, believe whatever you want.
It doesn't matter
going
because people are still losing their businesses, so it doesn't even matter what the hell is actually driving it, causing it, bringing it about. Whatever.
Exactly.
The result is the same for everybody who's gotten caught up in it. A lot of people are losing their businesses, and some of these people. This is an older, established neighborhood. This is people that have had the same restaurants here and businesses here for 50 years.
I know.
So it's not small. People are really, losing everything.
Yeah, it's I've lived in the same house here for January was 16 years. So, and I was in this neighborhood in an apartment to get to know it for 1, 2, 3 years before that. And of course, I've always known the area, so it's not like it was new to me, but at the time I was working and my job was over here, and I was tired of driving, spending several hours a day driving back and forth. So I moved over here into an apartment and learned the area before I bought. And things have really changed especially the last 5 years. But at any rate, everything right now is just so topsy-turvy till I think it's very difficult for everyone, not just me and not just you. I think for everyone in some sense, some fashion, you're being affected by the quarantine.
I don't mind it. It's if the less people look at each other, hopefully the less murders and stuff we'll have. I always say I like happy people, and this isn't breeding happy people, that's for sure. Some of this stuff is getting a little out of hand, but maybe the less we interact with each other, the easier it'll be to avoid horrible situations.
Yeah.
That's just my way of thinking. I don't know. Maybe that's like complete opposite, because some people are like, if I don't get out of the house and I don't go over here and I don't get to do what I want, I'm going to go crazy.
Well, it has been hard. It's been hard even on me, and I don't go that much. And it's just the fact that I can't go, or there's nothing there when I do go, that makes me antsy.
Yeah, no, you're antsy. We even went out to the country, and you could not sit down it's so irritating to be in a room with somebody who just is milling around, just fucking milling. Oh, God, sit down.
I know, we went to the country. We just got back day before yesterday. And there's no internet, no nothing out there. We don't have
why I love
TV.
it.
We don't have internet. The nearest neighbor, you couldn't scream for help. I mean, That's just the way it is. But it's a nice little house, and with a screened-in front porch and back porch and fenced-in yard so the animals can run free and all of that.
It's a little cabin in the woods for real.
Yeah.
Like all the way. It's a little cabin in the woods, and that
But it
is
has
why
absolutely
I like
everything you need. It's got a
Yeah, I mean, it has, you can
living
live
area,
there.
kitchen area, bedroom, a full bath.
And it's on ancestral land where, I mean, that land has been
In the
in
family
your
for,
family for
yeah, my dad's
over 100 years.
parents. I don't know if his grandparents owned it, but he was born there. He had 2 sisters that died there on that land, and they're buried right up the road. And so anyway, it's a place that he left to me, and I go up there and every once in a while and spend a few days or a week
But
or
this
whatever.
time you could not unwind. And the first night we were there, I mean, all you have to do is kind of just drive into the property. You'd have to drive down the little driveway and go back into the woods a little bit. So I love it. I love the fact that there's no internet, there's nothing out there, and you can hardly send a text message because it's so
Yeah,
far in
you've
the
got
woods.
you've got to head
come
into
up.
town, this little
Yeah.
town which doesn't even have a population sign.
No,
Okay,
you have
it's
to come
so
up
tiny.
out of the woods and go to the main road if you want to send a text or get
Yeah, I
it. Sometimes
know
it'll
it.
go through, sometimes it won't. Most of the time it won't. So, you know, you gotta wait till you go
Early
to
in the
town.
morning is your best time to get a text
Yeah.
out, and forget a pic. It's just
No,
not
it's
going to
not
go.
going to go.
So-
It's the town that's like, you can't wait to get to the gas station because they have the best breakfast
I know
biscuits
it.
in the world. Okay, you know you're in a small town when you go to the gas station for breakfast. But there's like 25 other little old people sitting at the nice wooden tables at the gas station because the biscuits are so good.
They have biscuits.
Oh my God, they're
with
this big.
egg, bacon, and
Yes.
cheese, or
It's
sausage,
the
bacon, and
best.
cheese,
Oh,
or
yummy. It's
just
so delicious. It was
egg
all-
and cheese, however you want it. It comes. They have a bunch of them already made up, or you can order. And the thing is that it's cooked right there. You can see them cooking. So
Wonderful.
it's like and it's a bunch of mature women, and
Nice.
it's just nice.
I like going out in the woods, but for whatever reason, I mean, the very first night we were there, you drive onto the land, you can see the spirits. It's not like they're even trying to hide anything.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, knocking stuff over, making funny noises, zipping through the house, moving a curtain,
Yeah.
throwing something off the counter. It's not, it's not, but for whatever reason, this time you just could not.
No,
get
this time
into
I
it.
couldn't. For whatever reason, I couldn't get into the stay there.
And man,
usually I do.
The first couple days, I slept so much while we were there. Oh my
I did. And the
gosh.
second night, though, you helped me out, and I slept. So
We did some little witchcraft and helped you to go to sleep. And you did sleep. Boy,
yeah,
did you
I
sleep
slept
after
all
that.
night. I slept all night long. So
And you got up and felt better.
Yeah.
I don't know. The little spirits were fine
everything
this time.
everything
It
was active. Even Agnes, our dog, was a little bit antsy.
at night with all of the noises and things. Now we had 2 different things because one night we had coyotes.
Yes.
And it was really close. I would gather to say it was within anywhere from 25 to 50 yards from the back of the property.
And you have to understand it's woods.
Real thick woods. If you go out in it, which I have, you
The
have to have.
back and the sides is just
Yeah.
wooded.
It's brambly woods, where it's not just trees and you can walk in between the trees. Everything is covered in bushes and brambles and thorns and stuff. So the whole thing is wild territory. You have to hike because we have a creek that runs through the back, right? Okay, how lucky are we?
I know.
Because every witch in the world is like, I just want a piece of property with a little creek running through it. We got it. It's right there. Super easy. But to get to the creek, you have to go out the back of the property and into the woods, and it's all brambly. So you have to put a couple of different layers of clothes on and some rubber boots.
To keep from getting torn up.
And to keep the ticks
Or
and stuff
being
off of
bit
you.
by something.
It is very wild back there. Once you get to the creek, though, that's a shooting range right there. You got plenty of room to shoot.
I know it. We took our guns and we practiced.
Because out there, it has like a ravine, and in some places it's like 8 to 10 feet deep that you could go down into the water, and then the ravines come up the sides,
And so you can shoot
and it's all sandy.
across. It's all sandy, and the bullets just go into that. Because you can't just shoot wild. You wouldn't do that. So it makes a good place to go and practice shooting. If nothing else, just to keep the feel of the gun in your hand.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
You want to do that.
It's true country living. I like it. No internet, and your phone doesn't even really work that half of the time. You do have to go to the store out of town, so you have to drive a little bit. But this time I felt better out there physically than I have in months. Because this is going on 3 months since all of my stuff started. And when I got there and I slept and slept and slept for the first couple of days, oh my gosh, I got up and I was like, man, I'm hungry. I want to eat.
Yeah.
I drank a lot of fresh water, and I felt so much better. That's the best I've felt, and even coming back.
And
I
the
could
water
tell,
there
I could tell
is
the difference.
so nice.
Soft so you can
water.
wash your hair, and your skin doesn't feel like it's
Yeah,
itchity,
we had a good.
scratchity and all that.
All in all, it was good though.
It was good to kick off the harvest season, to go out onto ancestral land and see that the spirits are still up and about and moving, and
because there were definitely.
season.
Oh yeah, and we had besides the coyotes,
We had a wolf. A couple of wolves were out there howling.
and armadillo.
We have an armadillo that dug a hole right there by that fence. So
Yeah.
he's coming and going.
Yeah, but we saw him one night.
Yeah, I
we
saw him a couple different times.
You did. I saw him one night. Agnes didn't see him, but Elvis, the little one,
She did.
saw
She saw
him.
him the first night.
Oh, did she?
Because I took her out. It was
okay.
2:30 in the morning or something, and yeah, we saw her.
So
It was, that's cute. But that's our life. We have so many animals. Even if it's rats running around somewhere, we're gonna have animals in our wild animals in our lives. And coyotes. I mean, I have a long history with coyote. Coyote is a I like to say friend, but coyote always comes along to mess me up. So
and
when
I
with the
always put
coyotes-
food out here
Yeah.
on our patio. I put peanuts and bird
for
seed
the birds.
and
Yeah, and
everything
I found
out.
that
and
feather this
we
morning.
have possums that live
In the fence right here.
in the fence on the property here, and I've had before a possum give birth under some an extra litter box that I have sitting outside, turned upside down. She got under there and gave birth, and I left her alone and left her babies alone. But I put food out for them, and we take care of the animals. Oh, but something on the drive there and drive back, we always see dead animals,
There's a lot of
dogs.
them, yeah.
I don't know.
Out in the country, people
People
never
don't-
put their dogs behind a fence.
No, there's not. Most places don't have fences. A lot do. Now I have a fence around the house there only because years ago I went to let my dogs out one night, and there was a wolf, a coyote, whatever it was,
coyote.
sitting under the tree. I had
Waiting.
2 little girls at the time, and I guess he
Little.
was just waiting for him to come out.
Yeah, because they were little, so he was like, I can smell
And
it.
so
he
I
came up from out of the woods.
I couldn't let them out all night long. We stayed up. So anyway, after that, I had a fence put up in a large area.
Yeah, because coyotes and dogs are natural
Just
enemies.
and I did it for myself as much as for the
Yeah,
dogs to
of
give
course.
me a fighting chance to get in to
If
the
anything happened,
porch or get in my car, whichever way I happened to be going
Mm-hmm.
before a coyote or a wolf could get me, because they're
We're deep in the woods out there, y'all, for real.
yeah, you couldn't scream for
There'd
help.
be no way to get, it's not like you would be like, help, neighbors. Come and help me get my dog from the coyote. No,
Yeah.
she'd be gone in 2 seconds flat. Gone
Oh
out
yeah.
the woods. Yeah.
They'd take them off, and
And we do have, the only other thing we have to worry about now, because Elvis is so small, he's only about 8 pounds or something, is the owls out there.
Might carry him off.
That's
But
it.
Agnes, nobody's going to pick Agnes up. She weighs about 55 pounds. And she's a
big,
year
getting
old.
bigger.
So,
Well, I was sorry that you were out of sorts with the trip, because I figured the trip would be nice to go to the woods, but you were even out of sort in the woods.
yes, it just wasn't, I wasn't comfortable this trip.
So
I don't know
I was
why.
asking if that's like some sort of, are you having some sort of premonition? Have you figured it out?
No.
Are you feeling something since you got back? You slept fine.
Yeah, I've been fine since I got back.
I don't know. That's very strange.
I don't know. No, I didn't have any premonitions. I didn't think about anything. I don't know. I just wasn't comfortable this trip, which is unusual because I usually am when I go up there. I love to sit on the porch. It's screened in, and especially or in the early evening. So anyway, it just I didn't enjoy it this time. I was glad to leave and come home. And because I was kind of on edge, Agnes was on edge, and Elvis were on edge because they took their cue from me. So it wasn't pleasant for them. In fact, they're still getting over the trip. They're still sleeping and getting over the trip. They're both asleep right now. So
And I was just burning sage.
I know.
Didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't help us at all.
But we took our big, huge, black, that rock right there, that my finger pointed to. The big obsidian. That's our nice big scrying ball. And we stuck it out under the moon because it's so nice and
we
clear
put it
out
out
here.
all night.
You can see the stars.
We washed it in, rinsed
Garnet
it in
water.
garnet water.
So we have our tools charged up, and starting the harvest season.
I know
Let's
it.
see
I
where it
know.
goes.
And NightShade thinks fall. We're gonna have an
Early fall.
early
I
autumn.
could already feel it while we were out there. Now it's not like it's cool and it's very, very humid. It's in the swamp country, and it's very, very humid. But for some reason, all of a sudden, while we were sitting there, a wind came out of the blue, and all these orange leaves started falling out of the trees.
Yes,
So I said, "Oh, we're gonna have an early fall."
which would be nice because I don't know where everybody is that watches this, but where we're at is hitting 100 degrees.
It's hot.
And with the heat index, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Factor.
We're getting
it's
like
100.
105, 107. It's
Yeah,
just
just
stupid
depends.
hot.
Yeah,
It's so hot that you can't even do anything in the middle of the day.
yeah.
Except lay down and go, oh, it's so hot. You have to drink water even if you don't go outside. It's so hot.
And
It's
I
not-
don't drink water, so.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not cute. I mean, your hair looks like complete crap. It's frizzy. If you put makeup on, it comes right off. It just slides off.
Well,
It's
it's a
horrible.
good time for mask and eye masks and lip masks and face masks and lotions and all that good stuff, which I spend a lot of time on my skin. So
And
anyway,
mine seems to do better the less I mess with it. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering. I'm still wondering if what kept you from being okay on the land.
I don't know.
You're fine now, but that was, I don't know, not concerning, not upsetting, but it was concerning. Now, the last couple days, I was like, "Will you sit down?" You were driving me nuts. I swear. Have y'all? I'm serious. Just doing this around the house, just from room to room, back and forth. That's what her little feet look like. Just milling around the whole house. And it was like, there's nothing to do. Everything's done. I already cooked. I already cleaned.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. What is going on? Do you want to go for a hike out in the woods? No.
No.
Do you want something? No. Do you want a drink? No. Do you want to go to the liquor store? No. Do you want to go into town and see if there's like some? No. By town, I mean like the next town. And see if there's a no. Do you want to? No. Well, how, just disagreeable. Disagreeable. Everything is disagreeable. God. You ever have a conversation with somebody, everything you say, they go, I don't know. No. I don't know. No. That was the whole, oh my God. You're so good at that. Oh, disagreeable people who won't interact with you are just annoying as all get out. Oh.
Oh, well.
But, well, okay, let's see. Let's get down to
All
business
right, let's throw some cards here.
and see what we got, y'all. Whoops, sorry.
All
Forgive me.
right,
Let's see
I
what
am
we
going to use the Prisma Visions Tarot here.
This is my everyday witch. 'cause
I
I'm
haven't
not
used these in a while.
See, there, it's got the eye
They're
on there.
pretty cards.
It's called
Let's
the
see.
Prisma Visions.
Let's
This is
see
a neat
what's
deck.
out there.
We got it from a
Is
sister
it-
witch.
yeah, a friend gave this.
Let's see, first one. All right, King of Swords. Look at that.
Ooh.
Already. So whatever it is coming out of me because I want to know whatever it was.
You want to know what's going on. So let's see here. What deck are you using?
This is my everyday witch.
All right. Let me have some cards here. Let's see. What story is out there to tell today? All right. I don't know. There's so much going on. Oh, all right. Let's see here. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune.
All right.
All right. The Page of Pentacles.
These are smaller.
The
cards.
Seven of Chalices, which is cups. And the Four of Chalices, cups. All right. Oh, well, let's see here. Wow, what do we got?
Well, you're starting with the King of Swords on this side, and then you got 4 over there, which is they're both kind of mirroring each other because they're like, I don't really care about all this 7 of Chalices BS. I don't really care about all this. I want straight answers. I'm not getting them. I want straight shooting, and I'm not getting it. And it's not because the other person can't give it to you. It's because the other person won't give it to you. So I was just saying that's so annoying to be with somebody who won't, Justice, look at that. That is under King of Swords. He's coming in rather severe, actually.
Yeah, he's wanting to cut the crap.
He's like, look, in order to do what we want to do or get to what we want to get or whatever your thing is, let's see if that's good. I'm not going to take them. I'm going to wait. This
One
Seven of
person's
Chalices
wanting to
isn't
go
gonna
the
work.
long way around, and the King of Swords isn't. He's just wanting to cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase. Well, that's a little bit less severe and more fun energy for the King of Swords to have with a Knight of Wands coming in. But the Knight of Wands can be really, he can be difficult to deal with. But if anybody's going to change the situation from one thing to another, this Wheel of Fortune with him, that's definitely going to be the energy that is going to change the situation from one thing to the next. And that could just bring justice and tip the scales in somebody's favor. So whoever it is, it's like whatever your energy is with him.
The
what is it here?
Hangman.
Yeah,
Look at
somebody's
that.
gonna burn. That's some energy of like retribution on the table. Retribution, justice. I'm not seeing revenge so much because it looks really fair and just. But somebody's about to get retribution. Someone's going to get their payback.
Well,
Somebody's going to get their payback. And it's coming in under the Page of Pentacles. So, oh, there we go. Oh, and it's coming. Look at that, 8 of Wands.
Yeah.
It is coming. And somebody's trying to hold it off. Someone's trying to hold it off. They think as long as I don't talk, as long as I don't think about it, as long as I participate, exactly. As long as I don't participate, then it don't got nothing to do with me. I will... I'll wait for another one. I got something I'm not real sure. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see where it goes.
I mean, this is looking like blind justice coming in, retribution. Somebody is. Let's see if it's
There's
good.
one person who doesn't think they deserve to be found out, to have to pay the consequence.
This is the second time she showed up. Shooting in the dark. So let's see. Yeah, this is blind justice. And wherever you went, wherever you're hiding, you don't deserve it, whatever, guess what? It doesn't matter because it's still coming anyway. That's just universal, because that's universal energies. Those are things that, like cause and effect. You know, you can't really...
There's a consequence for every action.
Yeah. For everything you do, there's an equal and opposite. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Didn't we all learn that?
People have to accept that if you do something, there's a consequence, and you have to be willing to accept that consequence.
So, is it good or bad? What is this? Because this King of Swords is going, now I'm going to turn that wheel, but it's not going to be the way you think it's going to be. With that right there.
Well, let's see. Let's see what the cards say. Oh, judgment under justice. Judgment under justice.
And Page of Wands. So, I mean, I'm just shooting out these wands right here. This is, that's your message. Is it something good? I don't necessarily see that it's terrible. But somebody wants what I feel is retribution. So let's see, if we get judgment, that means it's done. It's a final judgment. It's, what do you do for the after of the judgment card? Then you got a wand, a page, a fiery little page who's ready to scream it to the world.
Well, let's see.
A fiery little page who's like, super fiery little energy coming off that night. And
Under
he's
the
like,
night.
I got some stuff to say. Yeah, look, I'm pulling in conflicting energies because that's exactly what it's feeling like. Is it good or bad? Is this retribution like somebody's going to get their wish? So whoever it is that's like, I want retribution. I want what's due me. I want
someone to pay.
Yeah, I want someone to pay. You're getting it. What you want is coming. Oh, goodness. She flew out, so I'm going to take her. There's your temperance. Look. All right. There's your cupcakes, and then there's your salad. Only a stupid person would eat the salad. She's got a cupcake. Look, that person, that wish. You got it. This is harvest season. It's here. All the stuff that people have been doing, now is where we descend.
Now it's where
we descend. All of that stuff is like, now it looks like whatever was buried. Ooh, I got the chills. Whatever's buried, whatever, like burying their head in the sand, upside down, burying your head in the sand. That judgment is coming back up. It's what you thought is dead is now coming back. Wow.
So it's an old action.
Yeah.
It's an older action.
Yeah, and it's something you thought you would never...
One that you have put out of your mind.
Yeah, and
ignored,
you never...
assuming it would just go away.
Mm-hmm. You never thought you would hear or see... it would never be wrapped up. This is like a loose end. And it's in your favor. You're gonna... Whoever is out there right now looking at this reading, if that's you, and you're wondering... Old things, okay, so I'm going to speak to some little witchlets. Did you do some hexes? Did you do some banishments? Did you do some retribution work? Well, now we're harvest. Now we're coming into harvest season, so what is that, Knight of Wands?
Knight of Wands.
So we got double
again,
Knight of Wands on the table, so that's
and
really...
the Two of Pentacles.
You're really, you're definitely calling in major active fire energies with the Knight of Wands twice in this reading.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Whoever did this retribution, so little witchlets, anybody else, same thing. Only maybe you didn't do spells or ritual work or anything for it. You were just
Intent
maybe
is
you were
everything.
praying for it. Maybe you were thinking about it. Maybe the past couple of years, or oh, I'm gonna do the same thing to you, Sophie, that I did before. Remember when we were? If I had to ask you how many years or whatever, what would be your, what would off the top of your head? Give me a number.
7.
7. Maybe this is something that's been in play for that many years. Think about it.
Something that
So
was
it's something
done.
that was done to you, somebody, something, whatever this situation, this now with this Wheel of Fortune means that whole justice energies, the universal justice energies are coming in to now move that wheel
Oh
and
my
set
goodness.
things straight in your favor. King of, oh yes, so that's just reaffirming again that what we're saying, because now you got King of Swords, all that wishy-washy, I don't know.
It is
immature.
coming to a head. Whatever it is, whether it was an action, a thought, something you did, something
Oh,
you
Ace
didn't
of
do.
Swords.
For
Ace of
some of you, it's
Swords.
something you didn't do.
I'm going to exalt this one because we need it. That Ace of Swords, there's speaking to this whole reading, we're telling you the truth. Anybody who's been waiting, it's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's now. It's happening now. That's what this judgment on top of that justice is. That's now. That's not
It's good.
tomorrow.
It's good for some of you. It's bad for some of you. Because
Yeah.
some of you,
or on the receiving end of the retribution.
exactly,
Yeah.
you're on the receiving end. You've thought you've
You got
gotten
away
away
with
with
it.
whatever right up here. You thought ignore it and it can't bother you, but that's not the case.
Well, I looked at her when I split the deck. and
So
I
if
thought,
you did something a long time ago, whether it's 7 years, 5 years, 3 years,
yeah, it'll be an odd number.
And you've
It's just
been-
an odd year.
ignoring it, thinking out of sight, out of mind, all those things that people think when they don't want something to come up, when they don't have to face the consequence for it.
Page of Swords.
Well, you're going to.
Yeah, now I'm throwing out swords. Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. She got the King of Swords. We're telling you, it's here.
So this is more for, from what I'm seeing, it's more for the person who did it and tried to ignore it, tried to put it out of their mind. It's finally come back to bite you in the butt.
Ouch. And then this right here is all about, guess what? You're getting your, remember this judgment is like Gabriel's trumpet. It's calling those from the grave to wake up, right? It's the ultimate judgment. Whoever did all this is going to get theirs, because you got this Page of Wands, this Nine of Cups, and this Temperance. So just remember, this is for the person it was done to. This was the person on the receiving end of it years ago that's
Yeah.
like, I don't understand what happened. I thought everything was good.
And for some of on the receiving end of it, didn't even know what had happened.
didn't even know what happened.
Didn't even know it was caused by another person.
So a lot of this has to do with divination too, because when you're a witch, that's what you do. You figure things out. You keep track of your dreams. You look for signs. You look for omens. You ask for guidance. You do scrying. You do your cards. You do your pendulum. You do all these different things to find out the hidden undercurrents of the situation, the hidden players in all of these things. That's the stuff that's in our lives. That why is this person doing this? How can I mitigate these influences? That's your temperance. That's your mitigation. That's your like, how can I make this better, easier for everyone? You know, when you work with energy, when you work with the gods, when you work with nature spirits and, you know, all of those different things. It's like, well, you're not ever alone. You have ways to work it. You have ways to kind of like streamline energies into an easier flow, right? To where they're not going all wonky and everyone's drowning on the left shore and everyone over here on the right shore is like, well, we can't even get to them. It's a big flood and there's a tidal wave coming in. And oh my God, you even that out. There she is sitting there. Everything's calm and peaceful and she's like, oh, it's so beautiful. Love it. That's what you do.
The queen of chalices, the queen of cups.
Ta-da, it's exactly what I'm talking about. That's crazy. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You get and you can even see it in this depiction. Look at that. It's actually a stream.
Yeah.
Being angled and pulled in a different direction. Look at that. So that's control of those emotional energies. So this really could be for Cancer. We have so many Cancer. Oh, I know I'm talking the truth. Yeah. I know the sun. I can see that pop out.
The Knight of Chalices, cups.
There we go.
And then also the sun.
Yeah. So we've got some specifics. We're going to have to, oops.
Yeah.
Hope y'all can see that. Can y'all see these a little bit better? There you go. So the sun is just illuminating all of this whole thing.
All that's been in the shadows, all that's been in the back of your mind, all that's for the person, the other person, it's, you've been wondering all through the years, how did this happen to you?
Exactly. Your demeanor hasn't changed. Kudos to you because whatever it was that was done, so I'm talking to the person that was done wrong, the person that's seeking retribution. You did nothing wrong in seeking retribution. I know there's a lot of witches or Wiccans or whoever, they'll tell you, you can't do that just because somebody doesn't do what you want them to. Well, it went further than that. It's not that they just treated you badly. Whatever it was, maybe you tried to walk away and they chased you. Whatever it was, you did nothing to facilitate this. You ran into an ugly person, facilitated an ugly situation, all of that stuff. You know, we don't know. None of us perfect be, so we just kind of go about our lives. And if you're an idiot like I am, and you just think everyone is as nice as you are, then you fall into that trap. It's super easy to do that, especially when you're happy, life is good, and things are going good.
Some of you were stolen from, and you never understood, number one, why.
Oh, yeah.
And number two, who could have done it? You did not know who did it. But it hurt you greatly at the time, physically, in the sense of whatever was stolen, whether it was money or, in some cases, reputation. It was bewilderment to you. All these years, when you think about it, you always think, I just have never understood how this happened to me. Oh, yeah, a lot of you. There's different scenarios here for different people, however it resonates with you. Some of you, somebody out there had their, their stolen, their
life force, their love, their joy of life, their personality, their
when there's
happiness,
fraud,
there's fraud. Oh, identity.
Some of you.
I went on to see how that works. She's the identity. I'm talking about your spiritual identity, your spirit.
I'm saying
feeling.
It's one of the scenarios. Somebody had their identity stolen from them, and it's taken you years to get over it, and it's finally coming to a conclusion.
Wow, because that's so rampant. People get their identity stolen all the time.
Yeah.
And they get to foot bills first. They get stuck with all these bills.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're fixing to get back. If you had your identity stolen some years ago,
it'll be retribution, and it'll be it'll be things will get back on track for you. Definitely.
And the thing is, sorry to say this.
Dark too. It's so weird.
Sorry to say this, for some of you that are at least one specific person who's listening to this and hearing this, your identity was stolen by someone you considered a friend.
Yeah.
Someone you considered a friend, so you never ever considered they could do this to you. It never even crossed your mind they were involved. And they've been sitting on their thumbs all along.
Wow, that's gonna be really harsh. Some of y'all, while I was speaking about personality, joy of life, and all of that stuff, that's what this Knight of Cups and this Sun is. Some of y'all are just gonna get back like into a fresh flow of life force where you just feel happier after this.
Yeah,
includes.
of
You
course.
just feel happier. You feel vindicated. You feel better.
That's the word I was going to say,
looking for a word.
vindicated.
You feel vindicated. And so not only about your identity being stolen, I mean, whatever it is, if this fits for
Yeah.
you, you'll know whatever the situation is, whether it's love, money, it doesn't matter. Whatever the relationship or thing, situation,
For some
whatever
of you,
it
it could be love. Look at all the chalices, the cups.
and at the end we got those
So
two,
it's
so,
how
yeah.
it resonates with you, whether it was love stolen from you, or your identity stolen, or your car stolen, or
or your personality stolen, because
Yeah.
the worst thing in the world, I don't give two shits about a car. You can replace the car. Well, not that I don't, but you know what I'm saying. But when you look one day, and I just said this the other day, I was like, sometimes you don't feel good in your skin. When you feel like you've been used and lied to by somebody that was your friend or somebody that was your lover or whatever,
a family member, a close friend, a neighbor.
simply because you're nice and you're not thinking, oh, everyone's out to get me like a paranoid schizo would. You're nice, going about your business, not trying to hurt anybody, just having a good time, loving life. And then people just come in, and it's akin to like the most horrible rape, because they take your love of life, your personality, your joy. You wake up in the morning and you just go, fucking hate everything. I hate everybody. I hate everything. It changes your life fundamentally when someone does something so bad. It rips the rug out from under you, and you have to come to grips that it's like, now you have to be on your guard all the time. You have to be on your guard all the time. And that's such a terrible way to live, because everyone is a thief. Everyone is out to get you. Everyone is horrible. That's how, when something like that happens, that's the space that you dwell in
definitely.
for many years. Sometimes after that happens to you, something terrible, you live with the fact that, and you start to blame yourself. Oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe that happened to me. I'm such an idiot.
And that's something you need to remember when you get your vindication and you realize that it's someone that you knew, whether it's a relative, a friend, a neighbor, whoever it is. You do not need to blame yourself because you're thinking you should have seen it.
Yeah, but you will.
You should have known.
You will. You'll blame yourself. All right, look, right?
But don't let that be that way for long.
They're soulless. Look at that. Right on the bottom, I got Brian Froud's fairies. Look at that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Soulless would be akin to the sun. So we're saying it's going to be new life force that's coming in, that's bringing in like illumination, life force, energy. You're going to start to get back in the flow. See that? That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
So you keep doing your witchcraft. You keep doing your prayers. You keep doing your affirmations. You keep doing it. We're
whatever it
harvest
is,
season.
if it's prayers, if you believe in God, pray to God, Jesus. Whatever it is, if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, I don't know what the different
Muslim,
things
Buddhist.
are, Muslim, Buddhist,
We get
whatever.
people from all over the world send us emails.
If your progression in this situation has been to pray, then pray.
Yeah.
And don't forget to be humble, and don't forget to say thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget to be grateful, because you could have gone your whole life without knowing whatever it is, why it happened to you, why you went through what you did. You could spend the next 7 years wondering.
And that's so funny that That's the very first thing one of the first things that you said. It's
What
the
is that? I can't see it. Oh, topsy-turvy?
It's the topsy-turvits. So that's exactly what it means. The world's going to, there's
Your
the
world's
hangman.
going to turn upside
The
down.
world's going to turn upside down. And
Your world's going to change.
Yeah, you need to get back in the flow. You need to find out
because you've been
who
coasting.
you are.
The person who this was done to has just been coasting. You've been afraid it's going to happen again because you were so unaware of it, and you were so taken off guard when it happened, and you didn't know how to handle it or how it was going to affect you long term, till you've just kind of been coasting. You've been afraid. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look what we
You've
got.
been afraid.
She of the Cruac.
Oh.
We got She of the Cruac. Look at this. And look at her. You gotta love it. Look at her.
Is that the abundance? Is that
the Lady of the Harvest?
Yeah.
So there's your Libra card. Look at that. She's big and beautiful, and just look at that face. She's so calm. Mm-hmm. I love it. This is a Lady of the Harvest. What do we say? The harvest is here. This is how it's gonna happen. And then look, I got Solace. Oh no, that was on that last one that had just fallen out. I got Lease of the Shadows and the Spirit Dancer. These are, this is telling you the same thing, these cards. This is the fairies, so I hardly ever read the fairies on camera. They tend to get a little tricksy. If you don't believe in fairies, then good for you.
Yeah, I've got the Two of Chalices, and I opened it and got the Lovers. For some of you, you have a long lost love that's going to be coming back into your life.
It definitely says there's going to be a return. Because remember here with Judgment, that's what that is. Things waking back up, things coming back from the dead. Like we said, final judgment. There's a few different meanings you can take that. It just depends on how the reading itself is going. But it's like, look, you have some extra super special lovely energies from the fairies on the table. The She of the Cruac, the big womb of the earth, the big bowl holding all of the possibilities, your big giant Lord, I am so brain dead. What is that thing called right there? Cauldron. Yeah. Good Lord, y'all gotta help me. Y'all send me some good vibes.
But
still trying to get over her sickness.
Everything you've missed out on while you've been
that's what it feels like.
Waiting while you haven't been able to really carry on with your life because of fear.
This feels to me like what you're saying.
Everything's going to come in. Everything's going to come in.
Everything you tried is just a shot in the dark. Like there's so much energy
because you didn't put your heart into it.
Exactly.
You didn't put your heart into it because you were afraid.
Exactly. There's so much energy, but look, she still hit the bullseye, but there's a whole sense here of like, none of it matters. We were talking about this while we were out in the country. The world is a big, stupid, delusional drama.
Yeah.
Everything is a big, fat, stupid, delusional drama.
It is right now.
Everything, but life in general is one big, fat, stupid, delusional drama. The only thing is, people can actually take it so far, they can kill you. Or steal your stuff. Yeah. Steal your life force. Steal your personality. Steal your identity to the point where you're like, I don't want kids. I don't want a family. I don't want to get married. I don't want love. I don't want anything. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want this. I don't want. I want nothing. I want to go to bed and I want everyone to leave me alone. So it's like shutting yourself out because of this thing. And it's followed you around for a long time. It's been on you. It's like you've had a backpack and it's just... You haven't wholeheartedly put yourself into anything, any endeavor, any job, anything that you have tried since this happened to you. You have not 100% put yourself into it. So you've never followed through. So it's never felt, nothing you've tried has felt complete.
You've never
or
felt
good. It's never feeding
Yeah.
you. You don't feel like you're being fed. Now
But
comes
all that's
this,
gonna change.
because this right next to her, she's telling you this is full. Look, she of the Kruak. Kruak means cup. She of the cup. That is fulfillment, healing, fertility, being in the flow, energies of life, opening up, being poured out on you. She holds all of this, and then it can come out in any way. Ooh, I got the chills. It can come out in any way, just pouring out on you, right? Guess what? There's the harvest. That just tells me it's now. It's harvest time.
Yeah.
That means take your little
It
reaper
definitely
thingy
is.
and start reaping. Start reaping. Get the old chaff. Separate the wheat from the chaff. It's time for you to...
Accept that it's your time now.
Exactly.
Accept that you can't live in the past any longer. Accept especially that you can't be afraid anymore to move on.
That's what these are.
Yeah.
These are your helpers. There's your spirit dancer. Look at her. She's so pretty. She's a beautiful girl. And Lisa of the Shadows. This is her coming and putting a hand on your shoulder when you're in your darkest moments.
Yeah.
And saying, it's okay. Or sprinkling a little dust on you. Say, it's okay. Oh my gosh. It's okay. Don't worry. She goes out to the streets where the people are drunk and in the ditch feeling like life isn't worth living. And it's funny that you use the word accept. Because you don't have to do anything. Do you see the universal energies that are on the table here? With the temperance and these two. And the chariot. You don't have to, there's nothing you need to do. All you have to do is accept it. Look at the Ace of Swords here. All you have to do is accept it. It's already here. Look, she of the Kruak. That's
It's
the
coming
singer.
in whether you
it.
want it or not. Now, you can choose to turn your back on it.
Yeah.
You would be foolish to do that.
But the she of the Kruak is the singer. The singers of the realms are big, huge energies that have been there forever and ever and ever. This means that if you choose, if you accept, you can step into the flow of life again. Whatever that means
You
to
can stop
you.
coasting. You
If it
can stop
means
coasting.
prayers of acceptance or rituals of acceptance, like I said, for the witches, however it is that you do it, you need some gratitude and acceptance in your life. You need to let it pour out on you because the Kruak is full. It's wanting to come in with all these energies here.
Yeah.
And this Ace of
So,
Swords is telling you, it's time.
Yeah, you have a big future ahead of you. A big future.
And so, you have to let it happen. You have to accept it that it's yours. It's your time. You can't live off scraps forever. You can't have little tiny tidbits of life forever. You need to get full up on it. You need to get full up. Singer of Courage. Look, there's the Singer of Courage. Look. That tells you everything you need to know, right?
Is here.
Courage.
Everything
Courage.
is here, coming in right now.
Yeah.
You have to be able to accept it.
That's what she is. She of the Kruak is like that fertility, wonderful life force, joy, happiness,
You
all
have
of that
to be
is
ready
now.
to
It's
let
not,
your cup fill up and overflow.
yeah, it's not in some distant future because she's a singer. She's a universal energy. This is now. This isn't like if you go home and get ready and no, it's now. It's being poured out on you. It's being poured out on you. Don't miss out.
Yes, it is. You've sat on the sidelines. You haven't involved yourself totally 100% in so many things, in so many places, in so many options in your life. You've let things glide by you, fly on by you. You haven't stepped up and taken control of any situation in your life, of anything that came your way.
Does she look like she's starving for anything?
No.
Look at her. That's the whole purpose of her being
Now
so
is your
big and
time.
bountiful. Everything around her is happy. She's happy. Look at her face. She's content. Look, she's the lady of the harvest. She represents huge amounts of abundance, reaping, cutting, separating the wheat from the chaff, bringing in your harvest. She's not starving for anything. She has a full life. You can look at her and see it. That's why she's depicted in this way. Look at her, the lady of the harvest. Things need to die in order for you to grab it.
It's
just
going
let
to
it
be an
drain
early
out of
autumn.
you. It is. It's going to be an early autumn. Go
For
outside,
you.
put your feet on the ground, let a whole bunch of stuff drain out of you. However you do that, drain your cup. It's coming to you. This universal energy
Yes.
doesn't ask for permission, so let it pour out on you. But you have to drain your own cup in order to get it. Let it come
Exactly.
in. It's
Drain
so
it.
Get
Go
ready.
out.
Yeah.
Go out and let loose of everything. Go to the park. Go to the woods.
And that
go
means
wherever.
then you can have
Stand
acceptance.
barefoot in the ground.
Yes. Yeah, I saw
Take
half
your
the footer
shoes
in
off.
here. Yeah. It's because once you put, the reason I say for grounding, and what she's talking about is called grounding, is once you put your feet on the ground, you tend to get the energy of the earth kind of pulls you down into the earth. Remember,
Right.
everything is, the earth is spinning, right? So even just the magnetic fields and the energies and different things. Well, guess what? When you drain, the spiritual energies up here are coming down and they're gonna run through you. Do you understand what that means? Does that make sense? Look, that's what that is. There's a single point here that's down, and then everything else is open to let it come through.
Right.
So you have to kind of make yourself a conduit. But you have to get on the ground, and then you have to let it drain out of you, and then let the acceptance come in. You have to just say, okay, I accept it, whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
I accept it, whatever
All
it
right.
is.
This
Bring it in.
however this resonates with you, take it. It could resonate in quite a few different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you've lost. You know what was stolen from you. You know what you may have even given away without the knowledge of knowing
Yeah, without thinking.
how important it was
Yeah.
what you were giving away. However it resonates with you,
He's cute.
it's time now. It's going to come back to you. That and more.
Yeah, because there's some real playful energies on the table that are trying to come out now.
You're going to be happier than you've been in 7, 5, 3, 9, however many years this reading resonates with you, that you've been sitting on the back burner letting life pass you by. You're fixing to be full blown into it. You're fixing to not have any choice in the matter.
That's what these are too. They're like
Yeah.
when earth energies like that take over, you know, work
All
with
right,
them,
all
work with them,
right.
and then you can get this. You can get back in the flow.
Yes.
All these cup
Yeah, there's some
energies.
good cards here for you.
Very.
There's a lot of good cards. There's a good future for you.
Yay.
So,
and that's
all right.
all you gotta do is accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it.
If it resonates with you, however, you'll know.
Yep.
Accept it and move forward with it.
Yay.
All right. We hope everyone who needs to hears this. We hope you know what to do. We hope you will allow yourself to move forward. So, please like, subscribe, all those good things. Leave us a comment. Give us a thumbs up. And until our next video, may your moons always be full. Bye-bye.
Bye.